Dorothea Lange was an American documentary photographer born in 1895. She is best known for her works that came about during the era of the Great Depression. In the beginning of her photography career, Lange spent most of her days working in a studio in San Francisco. It wasn't until the onset of the Great Depression that she shifted her focus to the streets. This shift led to her being hired by what was later referred to as the Farm Security Administration, or FSA. This image, referred to as Migrant Mother, was captured in 1936 and depicts a raw image of a mother and her children struggling during the Depression. All of Lange's photographs are captured in black and white, which emphasizes the photo's contrast and takes the viewer back into a different time period. This photo, captured in 1933, titled White Angel Breadline, shows men waiting to receive food at a soup kitchen. My eyes are immediately drawn to the man up front leaning against the wooden rail. I am drawn to this because he seems to be one of the few people with his back toward everyone else and exhibits a troubling facial expression. I think this sets the sorrowful tone for the image, making the viewer feel for those struggling to support themselves and their family during this time. Lange took this photo, along with similar others, in 1937. In the image titled Flood Refugees, 4 miles out of Memphis, you see a family traveling down a road in search for a better life. The narrowing road in the distance not only shows the lengths to which families had to go to for better opportunities, but it is what makes this photo fall into a one-point perspective category. Going back to 1936, this photo shows a young cotton picker on her way to work. I think the background sets the scene, and the girl's gloomy facial expression really makes the viewer empathize with her. Even though you are not there, you are still able to make interpretations about what the girl is experiencing, and I think such an image is very powerful. I also noted the rule of thirds is used here, as a little girl is placed toward the bottom left of the image. Aside from her works captured during the Depression, Lange covered the evacuation and internment of Japanese Americans. This photo from 1942 shows a bunch of children pledging allegiance to the flag shortly before being sent off to incarceration camps. The black and white composition draws you into the children's faces. I interpret these faces to be as innocent as can be, just doing what they are told without knowing the horror that would follow. I would consider this photo, along with her previous photos, to be ethically evaluative. This being because her photos display a powerful sense of despair amongst those living through the Depression and thereafter. You can find a plethora of Dorothea's work across the nation in museums such as the Museum of Modern Art in New York and in San Francisco, as well as the Smithsonian in DC.